Joel Embiid is already sitting games. Injury maintenance was what it's called, and he's going to sit Wednesday. I saw reports that he might also sit Friday,
Yeah,
so
he's not playing this week.
he's not playing this first week of the NBA season. Prayers if you drafted him in fantasy basketball. I did not because I was like, I'm dealing with this shit. There's certain players that just like
But
him,
if you
Kawhi.
drafted him in like the third or fourth round, then yes, that's good value. I
Yeah,
wouldn't draft him in the first round,
yeah,
but
yeah. Just the rest of your team better be nice. He's not playing back to backs, and also this is happening. I don't think he's gonna reach that game threshold at this rate. There's sitting games, and then what if he also actually gets hurt again? Then there's that piece of it as well. And Paul George is also banged up because of the knee. And it feels like Tyrese Maxey is going to have to carry more than people realize. And I don't think this Philadelphia Sixers team is as complete as people think. I think it's a good team. It's a talented team. Kelly Oubre is going to be important. Caleb Martin is going to be important. Andre
Andre
Drummond,
Drummond.
yeah, Andre Drummond is going to be important. Like Jared McCain is
Mm-hmm.
going to see some time, and he's no longer on the injury report. Just where are you at with this Joel Embiid situation and effectively the Sixers team?
Well, I did not want Joel to play the Olympics this past summer. I was like, bro,
Mm.
you already hurt in off the playoffs. Like, what? Why? Why? Can you just please take the summer off, rehab, and get yourself ready for the next season? That's my selfish wish. But who am I? Guy wants to get a gold medal. Like, I can't. All right, man. Like,
Had
do
that resume, baby.
right. I get it. Do you? Now, I do think the right idea for him is look, he's already won MVP. He's already won. He's already been in the All NBA, all that. Yo, man, forget that now. The thing that you are now going to be judged on is getting your team. Bro, you haven't gotten to the conference finals yet. And I realize I want to be very clear about something. Getting to the conference finals, the vast majority of NBA players will not do that in their NBA career. It is hard to get to the conference finals. Now, but when you are someone of the caliber of Joel Embiid, it is expected that that's what you do. So that's got to be his focus. I want to be the best version of myself come April. And so I'm on board with this plan, Brian. I think 60 games should be about what he does, but let's set it up, right? No back-to-backs, obviously. So at most, he's playing twice in a 7-day span, right? We got a game Monday. If there's a game Wednesday he's not playing, he's playing again on Friday. Great. That and I know rhythm and all that. Look, Joel Embiid's good enough to know and get himself together and be prepared. And then as we're heading down to end of the season, you ramp up where he's doing a little bit more, right? So it's going every other game, right? So they don't play back to backs that much at the end of the regular season. Get him back on that track so he's getting his conditioning up. And in the postseason, it won't matter because there's no back to backs in the postseason. So you're fine. And then you can roll from there. Now, the Sixers team, I agree with you. With him being out, that's going to cause some problems. Andre Drummond will be. So if you play fantasy, hope you picked up Andre Drummond because he's going to get at least 22 starts this year. And I think Max is going to average 30 at some point this season. Like he's really going to be on a groove where he's just, and Maxey's excellent, an elite player. I think Paul George will play more than we expect. Like, yeah, he started the season a little bit of a bang, but I think he'll play 65 at least and be eligible for teams and all that stuff. And if Maxey, Paul George, and Embiid for 60 games, that'll still be good enough to have them somewhere in the top 3. I think because they should be good enough. And again, none of that's going to matter, Brian. This team for me, April on is what I want to know. Okay, we did it. You're here. You're in. What are you doing now? That's what I want to know. What are you doing in April? We'll see.
I'm curious about what Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon are going to look like because I worry that they're going to be overtaxed for their age.
Well, sadly, they will be because they're gonna have to. Because someone's gonna back up Maxey, right? So they're gonna play a ton. And look, Lowry and Gordon are pros, and plus minus monsters, particularly Lowry, but they're all on the wrong side of 35, right? So and they ain't LeBron in terms of size and all that, right? So yeah, it's gonna be some tough sledding. They're gonna have to fight out a lot of games, and ultimately, I don't know if they have enough depth as a team, critical young depth, that when April comes, they're ready to roll, right? Because
Innings
again,
eaters.
if all a one Joel Embiid injury and it's over, it done, right? Anything significant and it's a wrap. So we'll see.
Ricky Council the fourth better be nice.
Well, look, and Nurse, listen, you know, and we'll get to this because this is one of my league pass teams. The old saying is necessity is the mother of invention, right? Most of these coaches, Bride, in the league hate playing young players, right? Because they have to win games. Young players make mistakes. And I'm like, but how do you know if they're good or not if they don't play? They're not, they don't practice in the NBA. So it's not like you can see what they're doing on the practice floor, right? They have to get into a game and fuck up and learn. And this is a guy I can count on in the future. But when a coach's hand is forced because of injuries and he has no choice but to play these young guys, well, then you're like, oh shit, look at this, found gold. So why wait for your guys to be injured to do that? Find players now, right? Again, it may cost you early, but so what? It's not the NFL where it's 17 games. It's 82, okay? Like, you can afford to have some lulls and still make plus with the play-in tournament, you can still make it. Like, it's possible.
Yeah, and I think the East is going to be better than people realize is the other piece of this, which could be concerning. Like, if you're Philly, you could mess around and actually fall back into the play-in where they were last year. Like, there's a world where that happens because I think the East is like we think of it as top heavy, but I don't like Milwaukee's good. There are a couple teams on
Indiana,
my league
Orlando.
pass, like on my league pass rankings that are going to be in this mix, so I won't mention them. But I like there are a bunch of teams who could make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Now, it's not like the West where it's almost all of them, but there are a bunch.